Test, test, test. All right, we got volume. Just sitting down, getting a little later start, but it's all good. 9:30. We have an action-packed 30, 45 minutes here. Move the light. I think it looks better like this. I can actually see. And hopefully it doesn't fall from up there where I've got it kind of mounted up like a spider. How's everybody doing tonight? Thank y'all all for tuning in. Kelsey, I see you there. Thanks for tuning in. Let's go. Happy August 26, 2020 to everybody. I hope everybody that has any family down in South Louisiana, South Texas there, hope they're all safe. I hope they've gotten out of there. I hope the property doesn't get damaged. Nobody needs that in their life. Let me get a few things shared here real quick. Give everybody a second to get in here. I did a bunch of research today, so I really barely need any websites to go off on. Man, what a lot going on. Yeah, if you're not a member of our Jxn Uncensored group, Jxn Uncensored, go join it. There's 2 quick little membership questions just to make sure you're a real person and not a bot. We ask you, have you ever lived in Jackson? It really doesn't matter if you have or not. Just say yes or no, and we ask you what your favorite locally owned restaurant is. We just try to make sure you're at least from the area. Not a whole lot of sense in taking part in this if you're not from here. Or at least live here. One or the other. I'm almost ready to go here. Change one setting. Can't do this till you go live, so it just kind of sucks, but as life goes. Did y'all watch the RNC tonight? I watched a few minutes of it. Been more interested in the weather. I don't really care too much for the political stuff. I see that all day. It kind of is what it is. I think we're all kind of at the point where we've made our minds up who we're voting for or what we're voting for. I mean, if you're still undecided at this time, you are a rare breed of individual. And I commend you for actually, if you're undecided, because it means you've been really hardcore one way and you don't feel that good about it anymore, regardless of which direction it is. So, hey, whatever. All right, I'm ready to roll. Slow motion. So today, or it may have, actually I think it happened yesterday, but the news came out today. So either today or yesterday, the man who shot Madison County Deputy Brad Sullivan was officially charged, and I am glad I'm not him. Edward Egbert, the man who shot Madison County SO, Brad Sullivan, also shot another SO, but I do not have his name here, but Brad went through a ton of rehab, stayed in the hospital a long time. All the celebrities in the world basically did a thing for him. It was really cool. Had the longest, when they released Brad from the hospital, it had the longest ride home thing as far as like line the police cars I've ever seen on video. It was very emotional. Very emotional. I've had the pleasure of meeting Brad. I used to live next door to him when I lived with a buddy of mine at Van Mark Apartments. I don't know if he remembers me or not, but Brad, if you're watching, we're glad you're good, brother. So anyway, Edward Egbert has been charged with 6 counts of attempted first-degree murder against a police officer, 1 count of kidnapping, and 1 count of felony evasion. You know, if you ever wonder why I give the police the benefit of the doubt 99.9% of the time, see no further than that situation. Race had nothing to do with it. Just complete transparency. Edward is a white male, and we hope he never sees daylight again. Sure hope not, anyway. I'm kind of skip around here, and then we'll work our way back to some things. A little last second update on Hurricane Laura. As of about 9:11 p.m. on WLBT's website, she is up to a Category 4. And they're using a word you don't hear too often, unsurvivable. So if you were anywhere near the coast of Louisiana or Texas, get the hell out. Anywhere from Galveston to Lake Charles. The storm surge is higher than what Katrina was, or anticipated to be higher than what Katrina was. There was a buoy today out in the ocean, out in the Gulf, that I think registered about 10 feet higher than Katrina's highest point, and it could still hit it a Category 5. So please, if you got family down in Lake Charles, if it ain't too late, get them out of there. Galveston, get them north. You know, if we need any help, anything we can do, we would gladly help with the page any way we can, raise some money, get some food, some clothes, get them somewhere to stay, whatever we need to do. All right.
Stephanie says it's a 5 now.
It is up to a 5?
That's what she's saying.
So they're saying that the hurricane is up to a 5. So, and I saw something today. I swore Katrina hit as a 5, but I saw where somebody was a very trusted weatherman said it hit as a 3, and I have no reason to argue, but the wind shear, the way it hit the coast, the right angle, man, it was terrible. And just I think we look at it with the damage it did to New Orleans with the levees breaking, but that was a water incident, not a wind incident. But the coast was definitely a kind of a combination of water and wind. It just destroyed it. I don't have to go over all that. Y'all know 2 days from now will be the anniversary of Katrina. It was on August 28th. I'm almost positive about that. Remember, it was a friend of mine's birthday. Katrina was on my birthday quite a few years earlier. And, Camille was on my birthday. Katrina was on my friend Corey's birthday. So, we were about a week apart. Jxn Homicides. I'm just bouncing around here. Jxn Homicides. We're up to 73 homicides in the city of Jackson through August 26th. So we have 3 more full months to go. And going into the holiday months when a lot of robbing and stuff happens. And, man, let's hope we have no more. But unfortunately, I don't foresee that happening.
She said it's going to hit Category 5 around 8-ish tonight.
Gotcha. I've got the Weather Channel on here in the background, so I'm kind of looking at what they're doing. I wanted to be able to stay up to date on this since it's actually something pressing that could possibly affect us, our family members up here. So we'll keep you updated on the hurricane throughout the show if anything changes. I'm going to work our way back to we'll hit it now because I want to get it out of the way. The COVID updates, 904 new cases with 58 deaths. That sucks, but at least we are staying under 1,000. They delayed the data being released today, and it didn't come out till a little bit later in the afternoon. My assumption is the numbers were probably too low, and they had to double count a couple. I know that pisses some of y'all off when I say that, but that is my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. I jumped on the Jxn Jambalaya page here. Kingfish does a pretty cool chart where it says COVID-19 update, hospitalizations and ICUs fall again. This is good news, regardless of the big numbers. I'm going to re-quote the website here. The Mississippi State Department of Health reported 904 new cases of the Wuhan virus yesterday, as well as 58 deaths. The total number of cases is 80,110. The virus has caused 2,373 deaths. Nursing home deaths comprise 42% overall COVID-19 deaths in Mississippi. There are 62,707 recoveries. Hey, how about that number? That's a big number. Touchdown there. Almost 63,000 recoveries. More information and a complete list of infected counties can be found at the MSDH website. Hospitalizations are down 247 patients from 20 days ago, while there are 105 fewer ICU patients for the same time period. Vents fell to 119 patients. That's 119 patients who are that's 119 patients on ventilators in the state of Mississippi. If you remember a few weeks ago, Dobbs was up there crying about ICU beds were packed. We were busting out the seams. They'll say the mask mandate saved us all. I'm tired of arguing with them. Let's just get it over with. That's my philosophy. So you can check that out at JxnJambalaya.com. I guess I could share the link here in the comments if y'all want to check that out. Backtrack here just a little bit. Alright, that is shared here in the comments from my personal page. Y'all can check that out. Again, if you're not a member of our Jxn Uncensored group, go join that. It has been an absolute crap show in there all day. Good times had by all. I had to ban a couple people. I know it's uncensored, but some stuff is not tolerated. But hey, if y'all see something you don't like, you got to tag me in it, because I don't have all day to be creeping the comments looking for offensive stuff that's unacceptable. If I don't see it, I just don't see it. So just keep it in mind. If you see something completely out of line, let me know. I will definitely take care of it, or one of the other moderators will. But I take responsibility for stuff that happens in that group. So just let me know. Did anybody see the Rankin County News headline today? Crystal, have you seen it?
Which one?
It's called the
About
Rankin
school?
County News.
About school?
No, about the blacks.
Oh, no.
That's their quote, not mine. I got it saved here. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling it up.
What?
Let's see. The Rankin County News headline, and that came out today, reads. No, it ain't the top of the newspaper, but it's the headline of the story. It says blacks protest statue in downtown Brandon.
Right.
And you can look at the picture here, and it's clearly a very diverse crowd. It was not just the African Americans in the group there. So, I don't know. I've seen some people in our group pretty upset about the way it was worded. And, I don't know. Look, I fall in whatever y'all say. If y'all tell me that, generically being referred to as blacks is offensive, or African Americans, y'all have gotten on to me about both. And I've tried to use it only when needed for context. I don't know what is not offensive there, but that just reads bad. Like, I just look at that and kind of cringe. And I figure if I look at it and cringe, you guys probably look at it and cringe. Because I'm not easily offended or cringed.
It's part of their narrative, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So, but if it's Black Lives Matter, then I guess it's black. I don't know. I saw it. It will not let me share from my phone to there. That's where I have it saved. Join Jxn Uncensored. Check it out. I'll share it in here later. But it was it's causing a stir. Even though we know it was everybody out there, I don't know what they're insinuating. But let me see here. We're going to discuss the Kenosha, Wisconsin stuff. I've got a big thing here about that. We're going to save that. Did anybody see, yesterday we posted about the Pearl Fair. I know this sounds silly, but there was actually some drama that came out of this, so I figured we would discuss it. And I spoke with the mayor of Pearl, and I got a statement from him, and we'll talk about that. So, in the Roses parking lot in Pearl, right there in the same parking lot as Planet Fitness and Little Willie's, they're going to have a fair food festival. Say that 3 times really fast.
I'm all about it.
They're basically going to have your elephant ears, just all your food. A lot of the vendors that go to the fairs and carnivals and stuff, we're going to be there. Well, it was supposed to start today, and at the last minute it got canceled. And I had one of our followers hit me up, and he was like, "Hey Clay, can you look into this? It looks like that the mayor just pulled the permit at the last minute, because some businesses raised hell." So I have a relationship with Jake Wyndham, the mayor of Pearl. I said, "Hey Jake," I sent him a screenshot. I said, "Do you want to respond?" He's like, "Yes, I do." Apparently, without going into too much detail, because I don't know the full details, there was a health department permit issue that the promoter or the organizer of the event was not able to secure at the last minute, or didn't for whatever reason the Mississippi Health Department did not issue a permit for them to do it, is what the mayor of Pearl is saying. I trust Jake. I have no reason not to believe him. And if you've ever been in the restaurant business, you know that the state controls the food permits. So, as far as I know, at least in Jackson, I do not remember the Hinds County Health Department. But it's been 10 years since I got a food permit, so I don't want to lie to you guys. Yeah. But I'm almost positive, and maybe somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. But they weren't able to get a health department permit, and I guess that threw it up. It was done at that point. There was no delaying it. And look, honestly, with the weather coming through and all the rain we're supposed to get, it's probably the best thing for them. They're not going to sit out there and waste their money. But anyway, so.
Well, everybody seems to be upset about the statues being taken down and the flag being changed.
Okay, so we'll talk about that.
There should have been a vote on all of that, as far as I'm concerned, and that's my opinion, not Clay's.
Yep. Me and Crystal don't 100% share the same opinion on that. It's flag, I just didn't care. But I understand why everybody's mad about it. I get it. I understand all of it.
That being taken away from me.
Yeah. Without the right to vote, I get
right.
it. So, as far as the statues, that bothers me more than than the flag. And I couldn't tell you who 99% of the people in these statues are, but they look cool. They've been there forever. If you moved somewhere that there was a statue, it's like what I talked about the Ole Miss the other day when the players raised hell about the statue being there. Mm-hmm. They decided to cover it. Build a wall around the statue to protect the players from having to see it. Mm-hmm. You went to Ole Miss. That's kind of their thing, is like old Mississippi stuff. I mean, you went to Ole Miss.
Right.
What did you think was going to be there?
Well, you know what else I think is going to be in history is Martin Luther King, President Obama, and I could walk by those statues and I wouldn't say a thing.
Yep.
At all. I mean, I think that's part of history.
Yeah, I agree. There will be some Donald Trump statues in a few years.
Yeah.
So.
And there'll be those too, but
yeah.
I'm just saying I would never.
Yeah.
No,
I just don't see stuff like that and get offended. I'm like, they did some stuff that was really important to somebody.
Right.
Let it roll.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so if we're talking about Klans leaders or stuff like that, I'd be like, no, that shit's got to come down. But talking about war, whether it's civil, man, you had to put your place in that time. Yeah, you had to put your place in that time in the Civil War and say,
Ulysses Grant.
It was like those guys were fighting for what they were told to do. There wasn't a whole lot of choice in the matter.
Yeah.
All right, I don't want to get into a long conversation about statues. That we can beat that up all the time.
Somebody said I think Crystal's my new best friend.
Yep, Crystal is very adamant about what goes on with those statues and the flag, and like I said,
history in general.
Yep.
In all history, I think it's all important.
Yep. Okay, so moving on. We're going to discuss.
That's my cue to hush.
We're going to discuss the Kenosha, Wisconsin stuff, and we're going to tie this all the way back into Jackson. Last night, a 17-year-old kid named Kyle, and if you know social media jokes and memes, Kyle is always an angry white guy punching sheetrock walls and breaking stuff and drinking Monster Energy drinks. Well, Kyle came to life last night. A 17-year-old from Illinois drove across state lines to Wisconsin, and he started his day scrubbing BLM's vandalism off the side of buildings and all that good stuff. And he ended his day killing 2 guys and shooting another that appeared to have attacked him. From every picture I've seen, from every angle, you don't have to like the end result, but he was marching down the road with an AR-15. But hey, if that's legal, that's legal. If it's legal for everybody else to burn, loot, and do everything else, it's legal for somebody to walk down the road with their gun. Weird to me, but legal. I don't know. I'm just not really going to walk around with my guns all G'd up, but to each his own. Kyle cleaned house and has now been charged with 2 murders and I guess an aggravated assault. President Trump is sending in troops. I haven't seen an update on that yet tonight. Like I said, I got the weather on. And I guess who would have ever thought that Kenosha, is that how we say it? Kenosha, Wisconsin would be where the Boogaloo finally popped off. But it is definitely popped off in Kenosha, Wisconsin. They did release the name of the officer who shot Jacob Blake today. I didn't write the name down. I saw it late when I got home between juggling dinner and by dinner I mean making a sandwich and getting ready for this. So
you make me sound bad.
she bought the sandwich meat. I made the sandwich. It worked out. It was really good.
You're like, I had to make a sandwich.
So, of course, anytime that here lately that an African American is killed by the police, it causes an absolute uproar. And he wasn't even killed; he was just shot. And you can make all the arguments. You can look at it from any version you want to be your version of the narrative. My version is the guy shouldn't have been walking away and going to his vehicle after they tried to stun him. The cops have no clue that he's not going to get a gun. He had a knife. You roll the dice at that point. You really do. You put your life in your own hands. If I did that, it would suck to get shot, but I would fully expect to probably get shot if I get told to freeze and I don't freeze. I think anybody with sense probably feels the same way. You know, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I hate that saying because I see it all the time, but I don't know that there was a better chance to say it than this one. You know, the guy's not dead. He is paralyzed from the waist down, and that sucks, but the irony there that, you know, he was told to quit walking and now he won't be walking no more. But, you know, we all see it through whatever lens we want to see that through. So now, again, we're going to bring it local. It constantly brings up the way that people are treated when they get pulled over here. And we watched that fight with the Gulfport police officer and the white guy at a red light, and everybody was basically mad that the white people didn't get shot. Anytime this happens and a video shows up where white people are like, well, why didn't he get killed? Well, you can't have it both ways. You can't protest police violence and then get mad they didn't kill somebody. That's probably the most racist shit I've ever heard. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, why didn't he kill the white guy? You know, because most cops aren't bad people. And every now and then they catch one on video that doesn't kill somebody. These cell phones are going to be the death of all of us. These little 40-second clips without showing you the whole story. But, so I did this last night, but we'll do it again tonight. I went to the website today, odmp.org, and it's where you can go see officers killed in the line of duty throughout the nation, through the years, through the causes. Very detailed site, really good. It's odmp.org. And I just pulled Mississippi law enforcement killed in the line of duty. Not any other way. 2019, 2020. And it was just as I said last night. We've had 2 killed. Deputy Sheriff James Blair from Simpson County, the old man that was killed back on June 12th of this summer. You know, by an African American male escaping a facility down there in Simpson County. That male was apprehended. I think he may have had a knot on his head, but other than that, you know, without incident. And then back September 29th of 2019, Officer Robert Stanton McKeithen, Biloxi Police Department. And this man was getting in his vehicle and a young African-American male pulled up and shot him. Basically just assassination style. You know, right in the head. Killed him instantly. That child, too, they got him up there. But I forget the name of that little town between like Gulfport and Hattiesburg there. But they got him there without incident for the most part. I do think they had to blow the side off a trailer, or pull it off. But they did get him unharmed. I mean. So it does kind of bust up the narrative that police kill African Americans for anything around here, you know. And I have some numbers to back that up too.
Somebody said Wiggins.
Wiggins, I said it was Wiggins. Okay, so I have some numbers here, and I got these from the website, and this is a very liberal site that tries to paint cops bad. So I think this information is pretty non-biased for a conservative like myself to be reading. It's called mappingpoliceviolence.org. You can go check this out. Check out all 50 states for the last however many years. It's from it goes back to 2013. Mappingpoliceviolence.org. Pretty good site. I mean, very, very educational site. So I'm going to bore y'all with some numbers here. So if you don't like numbers, you may want to tune out. But I think you'll enjoy this. Mississippi's population, as of December 31st, 2019, was 2,985,372. We had 1.7 million white residents, 1.125 million black residents, and 144,287 other. White residents make up 57.48%. African Americans make up 37.68%. Total kills, or the total amount of people of all races killed by police in the state of Mississippi between the years 2013 and 2019, New Year's Eve 2019, was 108. Now that's a big number. 108 is a lot of people when we talk about dying one particular way. That does not take into account anything.
108 what?
108 all everything.
Everybody.
White, black, Mexican, Chinese, Asian, Indian, Hawaiian, other, whatever. 108 total kills by police in the state of Mississippi from 2013 through 2019. They did not have any information available for 2020. I could not find any other information available. I do not know that there has been any homicide by cop in 2020. So, and I couldn't find anything, and I couldn't remember of any. If y'all know, let me know. I would like to have that information. So, the total amount of that number, of the 108, 41 were African Americans. So, from 2013, January 1st, 2013, to December 31st, 2019, 41 of the 108 people killed were African American. Average percentage rate of African Americans killed in Mississippi was 5.45 of African Americans. Percentage of total population African American is 36%. That's why I wrote these numbers down anyway. Percentage of African American population killed by police, 38%, other 62%. So yeah, so of the 100% of the 108, 38% of it was African American, 62% was other, with the majority being white. But the numbers, the way they broke this down was very much to paint a picture of how many African Americans were killed. They did not break down exactly the white and other, except that it was 62%. And we know with white being the majority, that the majority of that was white. But we have the higher number, so it looks like more. Anyway, take that what you will. We are pretty well split here in Mississippi at 57% and 37%. And that's based on the census too. I think there's a lot of people, especially in minority communities, that do not partake in the census. Just calling it like I see it there. Which I didn't partake in the census either. So
I'm scared to say anything.
But look, man, I just said my point being that the narrative that African Americans are targeted by police is a false narrative. They're not overwhelmingly targeted by police, and it's a shame that everybody's being painted like that. Yeah. Especially here locally. I mean, in Jackson, Mississippi, I know there are 3 cops who were just arrested for the murder of a man, but there's 3 African American cops and an African American man. Which none of that makes it right, but if we're making everything about color here. And it was he died after being arrested, in a conflict, not a shooting. So whatever happened there, I think most people agree that those cops should be enrolled under the bus as political.
Well, there's good people and there's bad people in every position, every job.
Well,
that's just how it works.
Yep. And like I said, I think most people are saying that the cops here in Jackson are actually good cops. And one of them has gone on to Clinton to be a policeman.
I think most of them are.
And that they are being dangled as political, prisoners, basically.
I think so too.
So, and I tend to believe that. I don't know why this mayor and this justice system in Jackson and Hinds County thinks that we must punish all policemen for everything. But it's why we have the situation we do in Jackson. Mm-hmm. So y'all take that food for thought there. I thought it was interesting. Again, don't shoot the messenger here. All these numbers are available to you as well. It is okay to say them out loud. It really is. Mm-hmm. Have y'all seen where the NBA has decided to boycott tonight's games over the shooting in Wisconsin and the Kenosha stuff? I don't know who the NBA thinks they are punishing. They've lost year over year 40% ratings drop. Mm-hmm. I think it's safe to say that the majority of their lost ratings are probably white conservatives. Mm-hmm. Just based on the attitude of the league and it being infested with the Kardashian funk. And
whatever that is.
And its biggest star, LeBron James, playing victim all the time. A book I highly recommend reading is Clay Travis's, which I actually have a shirt on now, but it's Clay Travis's Republicans Buy Sneakers Too. And
everybody's saying to defund the NBA.
Well, it's a private thing. We should defund City Hall here in Jackson and find out real quick, how our elected officials like the talk of being defunded. Mm-hmm. And whoa. And I know they haven't just come out here and said defund the police, but they've just been doing it. I mean, Jackson is a prime example of what happens with your police department underpaid, understaffed, undermanaged. Mm-hmm. We had some. I ran into some officers today at work, and two of them stopped by for something, and man, couldn't have been more impressed with their professionalism. And it goes back to what I always say on here. Yeah, it goes back to what I always say on here about when we discuss JPD, we're not discussing. It's not a knock against the police. It's a knock against the position they're in. Mm-hmm. You can only do your job as good as you're allowed to do it. And it just reinforced what I've been saying here, that we absolutely 100% support the foot soldiers. And there's bad apples everywhere. I mean, you can't control that, but especially with certain pay grades and pay levels and whatnot. I mean,
the Hinds County Sheriff's Department's shown.
Yeah, we got friends in Hinds County. We have friends in all the police departments around here, mm-hmm. And which is such a change for me growing up. Up until about 15 years ago, I did not have many friends in police departments. I was the guy on the receiving end of a lot of those butt whoopings. But, I told this story many times here. When I shut up and started, keeping my hands where you could see them, quit partying too much, quit doing things I knew I wasn't supposed to be doing, guess what happens? The police quit messing with you. Mm-hmm. Quit speeding. Quit assuming that, the speed limit's 80 everywhere you go. Knock on wood, I hadn't gotten a ticket in 10, 12 years. I mean, I think it's pretty simple. You abide by the law, and you typically are going to survive a traffic stop. When you,
Young,
yeah.
Lynn Dixon,
Yep.
all these people that we grew up with.
Let's see. Just checking. We got some updates here on my phone. But look, that's really. We're not going to have a long show tonight. We started late. I like these little kind of in and outs. But I did find that interesting. I will post these links in the back here in the comments when we get done here. Kind of run back over something real quick. All right, no updates on Laura. Hours away from landfall, according to the Weather Channel. Storms with 150 mile per hour winds, 20-foot storm surge moving ashore. That's crazy. 150 mile an hour winds. I'm glad I'm not down there. I think that is all I got to say about that. So, what do y'all think about it, man? Are y'all going to watch the NBA? Are y'all upset? Did it ruin your night that the NBA got canceled tonight? I think that was the Brewers. I want to say the MLB team from Milwaukee too. And they were playing the Reds. Maybe I think they also canceled their game tonight in protest. The two leagues that, in my opinion, are probably struggling the most in America here the last few years with ratings and whatnot are the two that can't afford to really pick sides and tell one whole demographic in the country, screw you, we don't really care if you watch or not. And that's definitely what the NBA done in baseball to a lesser extent. And we'll see what the NFL is going to do. I expect no less from them. But it's going to test a lot of our loyalties. I know it's easy for a guy that doesn't watch the NBA, for me to say, I don't care if the NBA plays another game. I won't miss it. As a football fanatic, college and pro, it will be interesting to see how we react to this type stuff with the
Somebody
NFL.
Says cancel everything but the NBA. Don't cancel the police. Damn it.
Say what now?
It says cancel everything except the police.
Oh, yeah.
Cancel
Okay.
the NBA.
Yeah,
Don't
absolutely.
care.
Oh, yeah. I got the comments up here now so I can read them. But, yeah. We've really got to... We're in a time where we've really got to give our police everything that they need.
Yeah.
And, underfunded equals undertrained equals buckling under pressure and shooting a guy in the back when he's getting in his car. You can trace it all back to stuff of that nature. I'm sure there's some things that need to be changed in police, with the way we police. It ain't all perfect. It works great in some areas. It doesn't in others. You really need community policing. And by that, if you don't know what that is, it's just, you need to know. If you live in a neighborhood, you need to know the policemen that patrol your neighborhood. You need to have their business card, have their numbers, be able to call them, not 911. For little things, non-life-threatening things. Like, hey, I saw something strange going on. I see something weird.
Something keeps going on across the street.
Yeah, start reporting stuff. If you got a trap house in your neighborhood and the police aren't doing anything about it, or nothing, you don't see anything being done about it, man, squeaky wheel gets the grease. I ain't telling you, some people call it being a snitch. I call it, sort of keeping your property values where they need to be, protecting your family.
I call it if you live there with your kids,
Yeah.
you take care of your family.
Yep. So, I don't know, man. I know we have different opinions than a lot of people, but I think at the end of the day, it's weird saying we have a pro-police opinion is a different opinion. I did find it funny in the ironic way. Last night when that guy, one of the guys that got shot in the arm, the guy that survived up there in Wisconsin, everybody was hovering over him, crying for the police, to need the police help while they were there burning down Kenosha, Wisconsin. And, I was watching the press conference today of their district attorney up there. And he just said straight up, he goes, this is people not from here. This town is not, that's not what we do. These people, the kid that did the shooting was from Illinois, probably got his gun from Mississippi if you asked the mayor of Chicago. And then, but anyway, we can get into all that. But look, we're going to jump off here. It's Wednesday night. Getting off here. It's Wednesday night. Y'all have a good one and stay safe out there.